Hello everybody. We have another in-person Go Fest coming up. We'll get right into it as there's a lot to cover. This year, the three Go Fest locations are Tokyo, Chicago, and Copenhagen. 25th of May to June 1st for Tokyo, June 4th to June 7th for Chicago, and June 11th to 14th for Copenhagen. I'll go through the rates first, as the spawns need a little bit more. So for the tier 3s, Tokyo has the Water Bull, Chicago Fire Bull, Copenhagen Combat Breed. The Combat Breed is probably the rarest one of the three. For tier 5s, everyone gets Mewtwo, and then it's by the team. So Articuno, Suicune, Zapdos, Raikou, Moltres, Entei. Everyone gets Primal Groudon and Kyogre. And for Shadow, everyone gets Shadow, Groudon, and Kyogre, and then the other two. No Shadow Mewtwo, unfortunately. So if you want to rate these, I recommend, well, everyone can get a background if you're lucky. I guess you can rate the Taurus, Mewtwo rate a lot, and probably the Shadow Groudon and Kyogre. If you need Primal Energy, you can do the Primals. Otherwise, I would recommend you do the Shadows, because they're just more worth it for the effort, because if you get a 13, 13, 13, you can purify to a Shando. I feel it's more worth it. For the spawns, they didn't really give a lot of information. They've only released some of the spawns. So they said that these are the featured spawns from the parks. So what I'm guessing is that in the park, they'll do all the Pokemon that has been out in the game. That's just my guess. And then these are the featured ones. For Tokyo, you get a Squirtle with a visor. They can evolve now. Caterpie with hat, and then, trash, trash, trash. All the unknowns. So the we assume they're shiny, surely, right? The Q, I would say, would be the rarest one, but you get every letter. You can get the platinum badge. Larvitar useful. Trash. Sorry, I can't say. Yeah. Good. If you don't have one yet from the safaris. If you don't plan on going to Hawaii, and good for raiding. You probably want to hunt for a antique form shiny. That'd be quite rare. And trash. And if you don't have one yet. Oh, and they're also releasing shiny Rotom Wash as well. For Chicago, you get the Bulbasaur instead. And then the Caterpie. Trash, trash, trash. Maybe get a Shando. All the unknowns again. Trash, trash. Good for Stardust. Maybe you need the female shiny. If you haven't been to the safaris. Again, Hawaii. Good. This one, they just came out shiny in a recent event, so they might release it. It's probably shiny when the time comes. Rotom Wash as well, and good for Great League, I guess. For Copenhagen, you get the Charmander with the visor. Caterpie. Trash, trash. Maybe, if you don't have one. Trash, trash. All the unknowns. Trash. Good. And if you haven't been to the safaris, Hawaii. Good. Quite rare, I would say. This one. A bit hard to get, so this might be a good time to get some. It's shiny. The way to tell is the eyes are blue, and that's it. Everything else looks the same. You to get the Rotom. I guess you can try for the Dusk form version of the Rockruff if you don't have one. So normally, at the top of every hour, all the Pokemon change to unknowns for all these Go Fests for 2 minutes. So they might do the same thing again, but who knows? Okay, for the park sessions, you need to know where to go. So for Tokyo, it's taking place at the Tokyo Waterfront City, which is basically a combination of 3 different parks. This park, and I guess. So Simba Promenade Park, Shiokaze Park, and Odaiba Marina Park. It's this kind of rectangle thing. I'll go through more in detail about this later. For oh, where did my picture go? Oh well, I guess I accidentally deleted it. Okay. For Chicago, it's taking place in Grand Park. It'll probably be this rectangle. And for Copenhagen, it's taking place in Fællenparken. I think that's how you pronounce it. Fællenparken. And it'll be this stretch of green. So you should find out where these places are so you know how to get there. Because you'll probably need to take public transport and then you need to figure out how long it takes to get there so you don't miss it. This is a new thing. So this is the City Explorer Pass. Normally, when you do a Go Fest, you pick between first you need a park ticket, right? And then you can do all the add-ons and you link it to your park ticket. And these park tickets normally sell out. If it's, the Japan one normally sells out anyway. So the park day, you pick one park day and then you can link all the other add-ons and you can play the whole time. But when it sells out, they release this new thing called the City Explorer Pass, where it lets you play anywhere in the city and you don't need a park ticket. So you cannot go to the park. So you cannot get the Zero Aura, which is fine because you're gonna get it in global anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But you do not get to raid that Mewtwo in the last 30 minutes. We'll go through that later. So if you do have a park ticket, great. If you don't and it's sold out and you still want to play Go Fest, you can. So if you go to your game, underneath settings you see events. You click that, it takes you to the ticket area and you can buy this pass. It should be available to buy now. And then you can just tack on all the add-ons. Yeah. So Pokemon Go Fest Tokyo takes place from the 25th to June 1st. So this is 8 days of playing if you want to. You don't have to, but you can. The other two are 4 days. Okay. So Zero Aura, when you go into the park, you'll get a special research that lets you finish it, and you get a Zero Aura. Zero Aura is quite a decent electric type, so hopefully you get a good one. Okay, now for our star of the show, Mega Mewtwo. So you only rate normal Mewtwo for the in-person Go Fest. However, you can get Mega Mewtwo in two different ways. The first way is at the end of your park, for the last 30 minutes of your park experience, new gyms will appear and then a lot of people can participate. You cannot remote into these, I don't think so. And when you catch it, they'll be level 1 unlocked, and if you're lucky, it can be mega level 2 or 3. They've also said you will get an email about where the location is in the park. So hopefully you have that email that you use to buy your park ticket. They'll send you an email on where to go, and then that will tell you where to go. For your timed research in the city experience. So this is another way to get the Mewtwo. When you go to the Go Fest, you will receive 4 time research, and these are based on the 4 city districts. So you'll probably have to travel around to do these. They'll reveal the locations closer to the date, or when you get it, I assume. You need to explore at least 2 to complete the research to get a medal. And if you do at least 2, you get a bonus time research that gets you a Mewtwo. You can pick X or Y, and with level 1 unlocked. If you do have multiple days, you only still get that one of the same research. You don't get like multiple of the research, you just get one set. Okay, so that's Mega Mewtwo. This Go Fest, you look for a Shanda Mewtwo, and then global, you rate for the energy. That's normally how it goes. So for the park, they're doing it differently this time. Normally, the park is split into 4 different biomes with different spawns. The way they're doing it now is a little different. They're splitting it in based on the different skill-based zones. So in the recruitment zone, you do raids to get rewards. In the conservatory zone, you will encounter Pokemon of different shapes and sizes. Pokemon from your Pokédex might appear, so this is what makes me think that it's gonna be like all the Pokemon. Cultivation zone is for research and eggs. And for the Team Rocket hideout headquarters, you do shadow raids. You will receive a new time research each hour, depending on which zone you are in. So if you go to, I don't know, the Team Rocket headquarters, you might get research that's basically, I don't know, do more shadow raids. Who knows? For the citywide gameplay, so when you buy your park ticket, is morning or afternoon. The other half is spent in the city doing stuff, explaining the medal and the 4 areas again. So the bonuses. So if you have a ticket for GoFest for the whole day, 12 a.m. to 12 a.m., you get 9 daily raid passes, half hatch, 1.5 times hatch Stardust, this is distance, 6 special trades each day, so make sure you arrange it with your friends. Special eggs, 50 gifts you can open, half Stardust cost, 1.5 hatch candy, and increased chance of catching Pokemon in Premier Balls. So this would be very helpful for your raiding. Normally, it's about similar to the Safari Balls. 1 golden rare should be good enough to catch. During the citywide gameplay, we play in a city. These bonuses happen from 10 to 8, the event times. You get special event team stickers, nobody cares. 2 times catch candy, increased chance of encountering shiny Pokemon, hourly event themed field research, 2-hour lures, 2-hour incense, and increased time for party play. This normally lasts the whole day. So if you check into ambassador check-in and you join the party, it normally decreases your hatch distance. They also have to say it's not, they also have to say it's not guaranteed in case people complain, which is fair enough. For the add-ons, Raid Lover, there's a Raid Lover add-on and an Egg Enthusiast add-on. These take place over the whole course of the GoFest. So you just have to buy it one time and it'll apply for every day that you can play, basically. You get 18 daily raid passes. If you get Raid Lover, I think this is quite worth it. 18 passes. Additional 5,000 XP per raid, 6 additional candy, 3 additional candy XL. For Egg Enthusiasts, you get a quarter hatch, 3 times hatch XP, 3 times hatch candy, and 3 times hatch Stardust. For the citywide gameplay, it's all the stuff we discussed earlier, basically. It's all the same thing. So basically, this is just to let you play GoFest for more days. Whereas the park is just one day. You can also pre-order merch. So for Tokyo, you can pre-order these things. You go to your ticket in the events page, scroll down, you can add add-ons. You can buy add-ons and this is where you buy them. If you go to the other two, you can also pre-order a pin that Tokyo does not get. So for these ones, I recommend you check where it is you should pick it up. It's in the park. In the park, normally they release a map, which I will talk about later, which they will show you where it is to pick up all this stuff. So you should find out where it is, get the early lineup, then you can pick it up and go. You should have your ticket QR code. It's normally where your ticket is. Scroll down, there should be a QR code. You need to show them to claim these. There is a lot of stuff to do, especially in Tokyo. So we'll go through Tokyo first because it's going to take a while. We'll try to get through as fast as we can. Okay. All these, if you want more details, please go to the website to check. You will be on the Pokemon Go website. I'll link it in the description under in-person experience section. So you have the Pikachu dance stage during these times. That's when they're dancing if you want to go take some photos. Pokemon Pikachu Ondo in Go Fest. This is like a dancing thing as well. These are the times. Pokegenic. Photo-ready decorations of various Pokemon will be exhibited in the Tokyo waterfront city. You can take photos and stuff. And then we have the Pokemon Local X Product Fair. if this is the first time you're hearing about it, it's sold out. You need to, they made a lottery system to get in. So if you're seeing these now, it's too late. Where they sell merch and artwork from the various different areas in Japan. Even original coasters you can get from participating restaurants and hotels. These are the locations. So first come, first serve. So if you want a coaster. There's also a shopping campaign. There's more information on the website on where you can get these. You just basically you show your game and you get a sticker. So if you care about that. Okay, next we got a photo booth in Toranomon Hills and Roppongi Hills, and it'll be in this area for those times. There's a Pokemon Go art exhibition where they display artwork from Pokemon Go. It's on Isle Shinagawa, and this is located next to the park, I think. And then there's a collaboration with Tokyo Green Biz Project, where green stuff. Pokemon Sun Visor distribution. If you like to wear these sun visors, you can get them in these locations. They normally have people handing them out. You can just wear them, Do you see a lot of people wearing these? It's quite fun. This is important. So they are also releasing a Ghost Stamp Rally for this event. We don't know when exactly they're releasing this. It could either be on Monday 25th or on Friday 29th. So they might do it then, where you need to go to Minato City, Koto City, or Shinagawa City. So if you go to these areas, it'll show you which Pokestop you need to go to stamp it. And once you stamp all of them, you get a special Pokemon with a background, I'm pretty sure. So you know how earlier they mentioned you need to go to the 4 districts for the time research? I assume these are 3 of those districts. They also have official routes you can do. I assume they give you special Pokemon. I don't know. They are designed for you to explore the area, basically. So that was Tokyo. All the stuff to do in Tokyo. So it's a lot of things. It's their 10th anniversary and Pokemon's 30th anniversary, so fair enough. For Chicago, there's a Pokemon Center pop-up and boutique shop. They will open on Thursday, June 4th, on the first day of Citywide gameplay, and they're from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. And this will be located at Grand Park. And then there's also a limited time boutique shopping experience, which is located here from May 30th to Sunday, June 7th. In Copenhagen, Pokemon Go is partnering with Lego. So from June 12th to 14th, they're teaming up with Lego Group. So when you go to Vellenpagen, where they will have a special Lego experience. And in-game, they're doing a stamp rally, where you collect 5 stamps and you get a Pikachu with a special background. And you also get time research and stickers. Hopefully it'll be a very fun time for everyone. You can read to your heart's content. Now I'm going to talk about Tokyo specifically, because I'm not going to the other 2 and I've only been to Tokyo, so I can only talk about Tokyo. There's a few things you should know if you haven't been to Tokyo, or you haven't been to Japan in general, or this is your first time, or just good to know in general. If you're going to Japan, you need to fill out an arrival card. They have this online. So it's visit Japan web. I will post the link in the description. So you need to create an account in this website, log in, and when you're in, you need to fill up your details, and you need to fill this in. Register new plan entry return. Fill in those details, and they'll give you a QR code. Screenshot that. You need to show that at customs when you get into the country. Okay, next up, we'll talk about transit cards. If you have an iPhone, I'm sorry, if you have an Android, I don't know how to help you there. For iPhone, if you go to your wallet app and you hit the plus, you should go to transit card and you want to add a Suica. This card works on most trains and public transport. It does not work on the Shinkansen bullet train, and it also might not work on some local trains, but this should be fine for most of Tokyo. You can also use this to pay for stuff if you want to. So you click Suica, and then you want to add as much as you want. Pay with just a Visa should be fine, I think, or any debit card. It works now. And then when it's in, you're good. You now have a transit card. You don't need to find or buy a physical card. And I also recommend you go to your phone settings, go to Wallet and Apple Pay, and you turn on Express Transit, and you select your Suica card. So this is very good because it works automatically without having to scan your face. So if you're on the game and you're doing a raid, you can just tap it. You don't need to exit or double click it or whatever. You just hover it and then it works. And if your phone dies from no battery, it still works. So it's really good. Please turn it on. Okay, next up, we'll talk about Google Translate. This will be quite fast. You're going to Japan. If you don't speak Japanese, you're gonna need this. So when you go translate, you click the language and then you want to select Japanese and you want to download it, English as well, or whatever language you speak. So download it so it's available offline. So if you run out of data or something, you can still use it. Also, I recommend using the camera function to read road signs and things. Okay, next up is Google Maps. Hopefully this might help you navigate a little bit. Google Maps is quite good in Japan, I would say. First up, I recommend you download the offline map of Tokyo area and make sure it covers where your hotel is. So what you want to do is you go into Google Maps, then you click your profile, and then you want to click offline maps, and then select your own map here, and then hover over the area you want to cover, and then download it. Make sure you're on Wi-Fi, so you can now access the map and zoom in and look at things even when you don't have Wi-Fi. For navigation, I recommend you pin where you want to go outside of the station. If you pin the station you want to go to, you might not know where to exit because Japan's train system is quite huge. The Tokyo station alone has like 7 floors underground and multiple exits. If you exit the wrong one, you might be on the other side and it takes forever to get back. So, for example, this is transit from Ikebukuro to the park. So, for example, if you select that and if you go by train, it'll tell you how much it's gonna cost you, and you need to take this train and then you want to take that train. So for this example, we'll use this one. This is from the Sunshine City Mall in Ikebukuro. So it's very useful. It tells you where to enter from. You want to look for this train, Yurakucho line, and it should be bound for Shinkiba. That's the destination. And it'll tell you what platform you should go to. So I think platform should be the first thing you look for. There are a lot of platforms. Just look for your platform, go straight there. It should be the correct line with the location. Also, if you can't remember the name of the stations where you can depart and exit from, if you can't remember, I recommend you pay attention to these numbers. So all you need to know is you start at 10 and you need to get to 24. So if you look up onto above the door, there's normally a screen there and it tells you what the next number is. So once you see 24, you get up. And then to get to the next station, it tells you to walk to this platform 1 or 2. This is a local train. And you want to look for make sure you're at the Rinkai line bound for Akabane. Not sure how you pronounce that. I hope it's correct. So this goes from Shinkiba Station, R01, to Tokyo Teleport Station, R04. And you exit via B. So make sure you look up and it tells you where B is. The exits are normally marked by the letter or number and then it's circled most of the time. So that would be your exit. So that's basically it for navigation. It's quite straightforward and you can just ask anybody if you need help. It runs very nice. Next up is if you are in Japan for quite some time, you might want to do the stamp rally. So this is so you got that Pokemon Go stamp rally for Go Fest. This is for Japan in general. So they have this thing called PokeLid stamp rallies. So these are manhole covers on the floor. There are very nice designs, and they're in certain locations all around Japan. So this is what it looks like, all of them. Every time you stamp 2, you get a Pikachu spawn. If you can spin these and send a gift to your friend, and then they can stamp it too. If you stamp it from a gift, you do not get the Pikachu spawns. It does not count. You have to go in person to get the Pikachus. And these Pikachus will have nice backgrounds, and they can be shiny. So if you want to know how many lids there are, this is a map of all the lids in Japan. Someone made a nice map. It's insane. There's a lot of them. And if you're in Tokyo, these are the ones here. There's about maybe 6 in Yokohama. This is around 6 at this park. There's, I think, 2 here, and then some other ones. So if you're in Tokyo and you want to do these, you can map your way there. I've put a link to these PokeLids, to this PokeLid map in the description of this video if you want to add it to your map. Oh, to access the map, you would go to your map app here. You click on U, scroll down, and there's a map. You can turn it off and on from there. Okay, so that's it for the PokeLid. So other things you can do while you're there is the weekend coming up on the 23rd and 24th of May. Pokemon has a collaboration with the Major League Baseball in Japan, or I don't know if it's called Major League Baseball, it's just baseball games basically, where at the stadium you can raid Pikachu with his jersey, and if you're lucky it can have a background, and it also can be shiny. So if you want to raid these, they will be located at Yokohama Stadium. So they said that the gym setups are from 10 to 1 p.m. and 6 to 8 p.m. These are for gyms that are around the stadium. I don't know how many they are. They are also adding a gym setup outside the stadium in Yokohama Park, I assume around somewhere here, from 10 to 8 p.m. 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Basically the whole day, whereas around the stadium is only from 10 to 1 and then 6 to 8. I assume this is to prevent too many people from crowding the stadium. Yeah, so if you want to rate these, Yokohama Park on the 23rd and 24th of May. If you happen to be in Tokyo, May 23rd, on the Saturday, between 2 to 5 p.m., there'll be super mega raids for mega failings. These only appear on super mega gyms, and you can find out which of these are super mega gyms on the Pokemon Go website maps. I will put a link in the description as well. So, my friend and I found a nice location for these. If you want to join us, it would be at you want to go to Shinkiba Station. Shinkiba Station. It's 16 minutes walk, and you can hit maybe about 13 or so. It's a very good route. So if you would like to join, that's where we will be. Next up, this is where the park is. If you want a comparison on how big it is, this is the park from Go Fest Osaka. If you have been before, this is to scale, the correct scaling. So the park is this big compared to that. I would say it's kind of small, to be honest, in comparison, because this is basically a combination of 1, 2, and 3 parks in the same size as this whole thing. But again, I don't think the whole area was used anyway. I think it was just mainly like this area. So it's kind of similar to me, I guess. So that's the size comparison if you have been to Osaka Go Fest before. For the map they provided is quite blurry. So I have added, oh no, the spelling. Okay, so I have added the words on top of white background so you can kind of read it. So I'll provide a link to my post on Twitter in the description where you can get this map. You can just add it to your phone. I should have turned off spelling mistakes. Anyway, so this is the park. The other two in-persons should also provide maps, probably closer to the time. So this is the different stations you can arrive at. And the four zones are the cultivation zone. It takes place in this portion, top part of the map. Recruitment zone in Shiokaze Park. I don't think it covers this. I'm unsure. I don't think so. This looks more like parking. The conservatory zone is here. And then this is the Team Go Rocket hideout. Or if you have bought merch, you would pick them up here in the recruitment zone in Shiokaze Park. The legend is down here for all the information. Again, this map will be you can get access to this map from the link in the description for I will post it. Yes. Okay, so that is it for the Tokyo information. You also need to prep your Pokemon Go storage account and item bag. I made a separate video for that. It should be listed here, hopefully, if the links work. Have a watch for that to clear out your backspace. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in Japan. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.